Have you ever argued with a coworker, friend, or family member and wondered how to escape the situation calmly? Well, let's find out how to do just that. Welcome, my friend. I'm Alan Stafford, and in this video, we're diving into something we've all experienced. Arguments. They're a part of life, whether with friends, family, or colleagues. But what if I told you that there are 4 simple phrases that can transform these conflicts? Phrases so powerful, they can stop an argument and open the door to constructive and calm communication. You might think, that sounds too... With my experience in conflict resolution and communication, I've seen firsthand how these phrases can make a real difference. So if you're ready to learn how to turn heated debates into productive dialogues, stay tuned. By the end of this video, you'll be equipped with a new set of tools to handle any argument, big or small. Let's get started. Let's delve into our first powerful phrase, I understand your point. This simple statement can be a game changer in heated discussions. Acknowledging someone's point doesn't mean you agree with them. It means you're listening and valuing their perspective. This recognition can immediately lower defenses and open the door to more constructive dialogue. Why is this phrase so effective? Well, when people argue, they often feel unheard or misunderstood. By verbally recognizing their viewpoint, you're showing empathy and respect, which are key to resolving conflicts. Let's take a look at an animated example of this argument. Here, my characters Alex and Jamie are in a disagreement about a project deadline.
This deadline is unrealistic. There's no way we can meet it without compromising quality.
I understand your point, Alex. You're worried about the quality. Let's discuss how we can address this and still meet our deadline.
From our demonstration, notice how Jamie didn't immediately try to counter Alex's argument. Instead, Jamie acknowledged Alex's concern, which naturally shifted the conversation from confrontation to collaboration. So what can we take away from this phrase? First, it demonstrates active listening. Second, it shows empathy and respect for the other person's viewpoint. And finally, it can de-escalate tension, paving the way for a more productive discussion. Remember, the goal isn't to win an argument, despite what some people might think. It's to understand and be understood. I understand your point is a powerful tool for achieving just that. Now let's move on to our next phrase, which will help us further find common ground. Moving on to our second key phrase, let's find common ground. This is a powerful tool for shifting the focus from what divides us to what unites us. In any argument, it's easy to become fixated on our differences. However, when we actively seek out what we have in common, the tone of the conversation changes. The phrase, let's find common ground, is a bridge builder, encouraging both parties to work towards a mutual goal. Finding common ground doesn't mean abandoning your position. It's about identifying shared values or objectives that can lead to a win-win solution. It's a step towards understanding and compromise. Let's take a look at another animated session with 2 colleagues, Sam and Taylor, who disagree over the approach to a new marketing strategy.
I think we should focus exclusively on social media marketing. It's the future.
While I see the value in social media, I believe traditional media shouldn't be neglected. Let's find common ground. Perhaps we can create a strategy that integrates both?
In our animated example, Taylor didn't dismiss Sam's idea. Instead, they acknowledged it and suggested finding a middle ground. This approach opens up space for creative solutions and collaboration. Now, how can you find common ground in your arguments? First, listen actively to understand the other person's perspective. Look for shared concerns, goals, or values. Then use let's find common ground as an invitation to explore these areas together. Remember, the strength of let's find common ground lies in its ability to transform a polarized debate into a collaborative discussion. It's not just about resolving the current argument, it's about building a foundation for healthier communication in the future. Up next, we'll explore our third phrase, which introduces an element of collaboration in a unique way. Our third phrase is slightly different but incredibly impactful. I need your help. It's a phrase that can completely change the dynamic of an argument by introducing vulnerability and collaboration. When you're in the middle of an argument, asking for help might seem counterintuitive. However, it shifts the conversation from a battle of wills to a team effort. It's about showing vulnerability, which can disarm defensiveness and foster empathy. By asking for help, you're not showing weakness. Instead, you're inviting the other person to be part of the solution, which can be very empowering for both parties. Now let's take a look at another animated series or session where we have two friends, Jordan and Riley, and they're arguing about planning a road trip.
You're being unrealistic about how much we can travel in one day. It's going to be exhausting.
I understand your concerns. I need your help to develop a plan that works for both of us. What do you think we should do?
In our example, Riley doesn't just counter Jordan's argument, but asks for Jordan's input, turning the argument into a cooperative planning session. This not only diffuses the tension, but also makes Jordan feel valued and heard. When using "I need your help," it's important to be genuine. Express your needs clearly and respectfully. Show that you value the other person's opinion and their expertise. This approach can lead to more understanding and less confrontation. So remember, asking for help is a powerful tool in your communication arsenal. It could turn adversaries into allies and transform conflicts into collaborative problem-solving sessions. Next, we'll explore our final phrase, which is all about the power of taking a pause. We've arrived at our final phrase, and it's crucial, especially when tensions run high. Let's take a break. This phrase concerns recognizing when emotions are too heated for productive conversation and pausing to regroup. The beauty of "let's take a break" lies in its ability to provide necessary space. Logic often takes a backseat when emotions are in the driver's seat. A break allows everyone to cool down, reflect, and return with a clear mind. Taking a break isn't about avoiding the problem. It's a strategic pause, ensuring that when you revisit the discussion, it's more constructive and less reactive. Let's take a look at another animated scenario. Two roommates, Chris and Morgan, are arguing about household responsibilities.
You never do your share of the chores. It's always left to me.
I feel we're both getting too worked up right now. Let's take a break and talk about this in an hour when we're calmer. Does that work for you?
Notice how Morgan didn't dismiss the issue, but suggested a pause. This approach gives both parties time to step back from the heat of the moment and approach the problem with a fresher perspective. When you propose a break, be specific about the duration. Say, "Let's take a 30-minute break," or "Let's resume this after lunch." It's important to commit to revisiting the conversation. This ensures the issue gets addressed and not just shelved indefinitely. So "let's take a break" can be your secret weapon in navigating tough conversations. It's about timing, respect, and the willingness to come back to the discussion with a level head. Now that we've explored these four powerful phrases, let's discuss how you can effectively incorporate them into your everyday conversations. First, it's important to practice these phrases in non-confrontational settings. Start by using them in casual discussions with friends or family. This will make them more natural when actual conflicts arise. Also, be mindful of the context. These phrases are most effective when they're relevant to the situation. For instance, using "let's find common ground" in a discussion with a clear mutual interest can be very impactful. Your body language and tone are crucial in how your message is received. When you say, "I understand your point," make sure your body language is open and your tone is sincere. This reinforces the message of empathy and understanding. Remember, nonverbal communication often speaks louder than words. Maintaining eye contact, nodding, and facing the person directly can make a significant difference in how your message is perceived. Incorporating these phrases into your communication toolbox can transform the way you handle arguments and conflicts. It's not just about the words you choose, but how you say them and the intention behind them. Thanks for joining me in this video, and until next time, remember, communicate with confidence.